Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
As you can see, there are a lot of children here to hunt Easter eggs, First Baptist Church, Monroe. As you can see, there are a lot of kids here. This is the, I believe, 5 and over group. We've seen 0 to 2 and 2 to 5. So this is the older group. Well, I think they've gotten all the eggs. So the 3 Easter egg hunts are over, and this is at First Baptist Church, Monroe. I think the kids have had a good time today.
Good morning. Thank you for watching. I'm Dina Huff, the Executive Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. And today my special guest is Carrie Bailey with Piedmont Walton. And we're going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to get to Piedmont Walton events, but first we want to talk about an event that we're kind of doing together along with some other community members. So we're having a health fair, and we want to tell you all about the health fair, what to expect. Just tell us a little bit about the health fair that we're going to be doing together.
Sure.
Carrie.
So the Loganville Community Health Fair is going to be held on Saturday, April the 18th from 10 in the morning until 2 p.m. It's at the Loganville United Methodist Church, hosted by a variety of local organizations, but put on in conjunction with the Walton County Healthcare Foundation. And so there will be over 50 health and wellness related booths. We are gearing this towards anyone who wants to learn a little bit about health and wellness, where to find services. There's going to be lots of children's activities. We've got free ice cream. There'll also be breakout sessions and guest speakers related to health and wellness, mental health, folks that are learning how to do Narcan training. We've got a OBGYN from the Loganville area, Dr. Gamble Webb, who will be talking about maternal health and wellness, and all kinds of resources and giveaways that day.
Oh, nice. I think also the Social Security, someone from the Social Security office will be there to answer questions that folks may have. As far as the kids' activities,
So my understanding is we've got touch-a-truck type activities available for the children. There'll also be some jumpies, some blow-ups, and again, the ice cream. And then also there's a large outdoor playground there at the church that I think that they are looking for some volunteers to kind of man the children's area. So that's all in the works, and everything is really starting to come together with this project. So
you don't have to be from Loganville to attend this. If you're from Monroe, we encourage you, if you can get to Loganville, to attend this event. It's from 10 until 2.
10 until 2. The actual address is 221 Main Street in Loganville, which is the Loganville First United Methodist Church. It will be in the gym area, and then outdoors. Lots of opportunities, lots of community partners and nonprofits will be there sharing health and wellness related information.
Okay, so just show up with your family, and
there'll also be some free haircuts available, my understanding.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Guest speakers, all kinds of resources, free giveaways.
So this is actually the first
ever Loganville Community Health Fair. And there is a website for this. It is loganvillehealthfair.org. So you should be able to find a list of the vendors who will be present. And I believe that there might still be time to sign up to participate in the event. So loganvillehealthfair.org is where you can find additional information. Shannon Singleton and Dan Curry have been two really main driving forces of this event, and have put together a lot of the information. And so we're really excited to kind of see this come to fruition and see how our first ever Loganville Community Health Fair is going to go.
Awesome, awesome. So you're all invited. So we hope to see you on April 18th. So let's switch gears a minute to Piedmont Walton. What's going on at the hospital?
Well, we've got all kinds of stuff going on at the hospital, obviously. We do have our emergency department expansion is kind of in the works now, so we'll be doubling the size of our emergency department. But we do have 2 community classes coming up that I thought that I would kind of share with everybody. Our trauma department is going to be hosting Stop the Bleed training, and that is through the American College of Surgeons. It's a great opportunity. It's really a way to save lives in an emergency. So you learn how to kind of apply pressure and what to do until services can arrive and kind of take things over. But those classes are going to be held on Tuesday, April the 21st at the hospital in our medical office building classroom, which is Suite 100. Those are offered at 10, 1, and 3 on April the 21st. You can sign up through a Sign Up Genius link. You are welcome to contact me at the office to get that information. We do have flyers out and around town, but that's a great opportunity. There should be probably 12 to 15 slots available for each of those time frames. I think the class is probably hour and a half long, but it is really a huge way to be able to save a life in case of emergency, before emergency personnel can arrive. The other thing that we've got going with our partnership with the YMCA, we are going to be hosting a Matter of Balance classes. We've done this with the Walton County Senior Center and the Loganville Senior Center, so we've already done classes twice in the area. This one is the same thing. It's going to be held at the YMCA, but open to the community. It will be Tuesdays from 12 to 1:30 beginning April 28th. It's an 8-week program. So it's 8 Tuesdays in a row, April 28th through June 16th on Tuesdays, 12 to 1:30 at the Walton County YMCA. I think there's about 15 spots available for that, YMCA members and community members. But it is a great way to learn about, how to not fall prevention, which is huge for our senior adults. You'll learn how to view falls as controllable, set goals for increasing stability. You're going to, it's a whole workbook full of things and activities and exercises, including a little bit of homework to go home and kind of investigate your house. What poses threats to you inside of your home, how to look at those things. But as far as who should attend, it says anyone concerned about falls, anyone interested in improving balance, flexibility, and strength, anyone who has fallen in the past, or anyone who has restricted activities because of falling concerns. So it's a great opportunity to kind of learn how to kind of shift your thought process, how to make changes in your daily life and inside your home to prevent falls and any kind of issues.
Is there a cost associated?
There is no cost associated with either of these opportunities that we're hosting. And so it's, again, a great opportunity. That is also through a sign-up link. I would love for you to call Piedmont Walton to get more information, or email me directly. I can put you in charge, in contact with who you need to be in touch with and send you the link. My email address at the hospital is carrie.bailey@piedmont.org. And so I would love to have folks sign up to join us for either of those classes coming up.
That sounds great. Yeah, and I'm real excited about the expansion on the emergency room too.
Yes, absolutely. So it'll double the size. We currently have 15 beds. Often we are so overrun that we've got folks in the hall. We're treating folks, in the waiting room if it's low acuity patients. So this will give us a lot more flexibility and opportunity to get people the care that they need.
Yeah, and I know oftentimes when people are ill and sick or whatnot, patience is not always there. So hopefully this will help with some of the anxiety issues that folks may have when they come to the ER and have to wait and be put in the hall. And so this expansion sounds great.
I know, we're excited.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for joining
me today.
Yes,
and
we do have a lot of great things going on in the county. I know there's several other things going on that we also have collaborative meetings the third Tuesday of each month, and we're actually hosting that here at the Board of Ed Annex building, and our guest speaker will be Craig from the Walton County School District, talking about the AWARE grant. So we hope you can join us, and that's at 8 a.m. And anyone can attend those meetings. We would love to have you. We have just a very light breakfast to offer. And those are at, again, 8 a.m. here at the Board of Ed Annex. If you ever have any questions for us here at the partnership, my direct line is 770-207-3175. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me today,
Absolutely.
Carrie.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here with another recreation report. Happy to say that spring has sprung in right here around Easter time, so I hope everyone enjoys that season. Remember the season that we're in. Our spring sports have all begun, and now that spring break is here, we'll take about a week off and kind of regroup, see some of the things that we might can improve upon, and work on those this week, and then get started with the second half of our all of our spring season, and hopefully everybody's having a great time with our baseball and softball, our track and field, and our soccer programs are all doing well, and we'll hope to see you right after spring break if you're near one of our ballparks every Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and some of the Saturdays are filled with a lot of youth sports. It's a great thing to go and watch, and if you're looking for to volunteer as a coach, we're always needing that. We're about to start our summer and some of our fall registrations for all of our sports programs. Our football and cheerleading, and our summer volleyball and our summer basketball is registering right now. Starting around May 2nd through the May 15th, all of our fall sports registrations will happen, which is our continues our football and cheerleading, our soccer, our fall baseball and softball, and our cross country will all happen around May 2nd to May 15th. So hopefully you can get online and get registered. Fall is always our busiest time of the year for our sports programs, because we have so many different activities going on. We did open up our amphitheater with the Sandy Creek Band. We had about close to 400 people show up, and just a few minor hiccups. I think it was a great place for a concert. So it was kind of a soft opening to us to work out all the issues that we may or may not have, and we found that it sounds very good. The bowl area is a great place to watch a concert. The sound is really good down in there. We've got some state-of-the-art lights that go off that we can color the lights out on the lawn area. So it was pretty cool to experience all of that. So we've got some bigger concerts coming up. I know around June 19th, we've got someone that has leased the property, and we'll be putting on a fairly large concert. I'm not certain of who the band is, but I do know that it's going to be it's one of those that 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people could be attending, is what they're anticipating for that. We also have the Relay for Life coming up on April 25th, so that'll be a big event out at the amphitheater. Again, on September 11th, we're going to have a large concert out there on that date as well. And then, of course, the 250-year celebration coming up. I know all the cities and the county have gotten together and have been planning that out for the entire week. So look forward to that. And there is going to be a website with Walton County 250 on it that the Development Authority has put out. I know we're going to kind of culminate the event with a free concert with a couple bands that we have contracted with that will be playing out at the amphitheater on July 3rd. So that'll start around 6, 7 o'clock and last from then till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we look forward to having you on July 3rd at the Grove. You're not going to have fireworks there. I think the city of Monroe and the city of Loganville are both doing fireworks, so we'll leave that with them on their respective days. But we will have some vendors and then the concert out there on July 3rd, and that is free for everybody that would like to attend that. So a lot of activity going on, some construction here and there. We are adding to our parking lot at the Grove. I know that was one major complaint we had We have the standard number of parking places, but we have more people coming and attending and want to watch the games, which is a great problem to have. So we're expanding that parking lot just to get people closer, so they don't have to park so far away and walk. We know we have a lot of grandmothers and grandfathers that need to be parked a little closer. So we're adding to that. So hopefully by the end of spring break, we get another season out at the Grove, we'll have an additional parking lot. Plus for all these larger events, we need the additional overflow parking as well. So we're continuing to look and listen and react to some of the issues we may have at our parks program. We're here to serve, and we do care, and we want to provide the best opportunities for you. This is the time that everybody wants to rent the pavilions and whatnot, so please go by our community centers and pick out your date for your birthday party or reunions and whatnot, because a lot of those pavilions will book up extremely fast, and they're very affordable to do so. Our splash pad will be opening up about the middle of May. Once the weather gets plenty warm, we're now going through and fixing it up and getting it all cleaned up. Everybody knows we're fighting this pollen, trying to keep everything clean, but that will pass pretty soon, and we'll have some great weather for everybody to come back out to the splash pad again this year. I think this will be our 6th year with that splash pad. It seems to be increasing every year with the number of people that want to go out and play at the splash pad and get wet and have fun. So, again, thanks for all you do in Walton County, and please come visit our parks. We hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.
Caitlin Boyd is the Executive Director of the Walton County Christian Learning Center, so we're glad she was able to come today. She came to me. I'm on City Council in Good Hope, and our mayor is president of your...
Yep, he's the president of our board.
So he asked if we had any opportunities, and I said we absolutely do. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for
I'll
having
let
me.
you tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me this afternoon. I'm very glad to be with you guys. Lunch was excellent, so thank you. That was a treat. I told Mr. Prather on the phone that I have 3 little ones that I'm cooking for all the time. So if I get something that I don't have to cook, it's an extra special treat. So thank you guys for having me. I am really excited. One of my favorite things to do is to talk about our organization. The Walton County Christian Learning Center, a lot of people actually don't know what it is or does, but we've been in existence for over 25 years now. And so just kind of a little bit of backstory before I tell you what we do. We had a group of just community members who wanted to see students have the opportunity to be equipped in their faith or in a journey of faith during the school day as part of an elective course. And so they got together and started praying and planning in 1999-2000. And the Walton County Christian Learning Center was born and approved by the Walton County School District Board of Education in 2001. And so that was actually, this is how old I am, but 2001, 2002 was my senior year in high school. And so I actually have a rare and unique privilege of being able to talk about the CLC program from the perspective of both, multiple positions. So I was a student in that first class. When I graduated from college, I came back and started teaching at the Loganville High School CLC. Then I assisted our founding director, Ms. Terry Butcher, for several years after I had my kiddos and came out of the classroom. And then when she retired 5 years ago, I was able to take over as executive director. And so I say all that to say just that the story of CLC is really ingrained deeply in my heart and my life in multiple seasons of life. Not many people know this, but my husband, who is a pastor down in Social Circle, he and I actually met for the first time in our CLC class, my senior year of high school. So he thought I was obnoxious then, and that was true. But we both actually worked for CLC when we graduated from college. And so I say a lot that the Christian Learning Center is woven all through my story. And so I'm grateful to get to be a part of it still today. And so if you're unaware kind of what CLC is, I gave you some things to look at, but here's some of our kiddos. This is the reason we do what we do, and so I love the opportunity to share with organizations that have the same heartbeat to see kids grow and flourish and thrive and become all that they are meant to be. And so these are some of our kiddos. We teach. I was here actually this morning at our Loganville High School Center, meeting with our teacher and teaching some of them before I came this way today. We have classes all over the county, and we serve 5th through 12th grade. So we have 5th through 12th grade students from the Walton County School District that are released for a time. We're known as what's called a release time Bible education program, which means that our students are released from the public school for a period of time during the day in order to come to us to have a Bible class as one of their elective classes. And so the only thing really that's required is parental consent, and we don't receive any state or local funding of any kind. So the Supreme Court actually upheld in 1959 the ability for parents to be able to direct the kind of spiritual growth of their children and the protection for release time programs like ours. And so we don't receive any funding from the state or local government, no school system funding. We're a completely separate organization, and we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we have our 501c3, but we're also accredited in the state of Georgia as a private special purpose school. So I function as the head of school. My assistant director functions as our facilities maintenance and kind of school liaison, and so we function as a small private school. However, our enrollment will be this year over 1,200 students. So so lots of people don't know. Yeah, it's very exciting. So that's over 10% of the Walton County School District student body chooses to come to us for elective classes between 5th and 12th grade. Yes.
Where's the outdoor classroom?
Okay, so this is at Loganville High School. This is the inside of the classroom. This is outdoor. We actually had it was my parents' Sunday school class actually did that project for us when I was teaching there. But you can see, let's see, these are high school classes. These are some of our middle schoolers at Carver Middle School. This is our Loganville Middle School facility, and then this is our Walnut Grove High School facility. You'll see some other pictures. We have a facility at Monroe Area High School. So we serve all of the elementary, middle, and high schools in the Walton County School District. And so just kind of this idea, again, we're accredited, we're a nonprofit Christian school, and so essentially it's a hybrid. I say that word a lot when I'm telling people what we do, because we function as both a nonprofit and a private school, but we're tuition free. And so most places you have to pay a pretty good little penny to have a private Christian education, but we're offering that kind of education once a day for our public school students in Walton County, which is really exciting. It's a very unique program that not a lot of counties have, but our founding director, Ms. Terry Beecher, and her husband Butch have been instrumental in taking what we do here to other counties in Georgia. So the numbers of Christian learning centers around the state is growing, and so that's exciting. But just so you can see here, our mission is that we want to equip students to grow in their faith through Christian education and biblical community. And so one of the things that we have found when surveying all of our stakeholders, so students, teachers and admin at our public school, host schools is what we call them, parents, staff, everybody came back and said, hey, the things that we do really well that are central to who we are is that we give them Christian education and we show them what biblical community should look like. And Jenny and I were just talking at lunch, we've just seen some drastic changes in social emotional learning in our students post-COVID. And so just providing them a safe place to just investigate faith on their own has been something that especially post-COVID, a lot of our students have really needed and have not had another place that they've been connected to. We find that the overwhelming majority of our students who come into our classes are not churched, meaning they do not have a church home that they would call their own, and so they're not connected in a larger community of faith. And so we're getting them to connect with us day to day. And we did some research. It's been interesting. If you think about a student who goes to a local church once a week, that's rare with a lot of our students, but once a week, I mean, that's what, 52 hours in a year. But with us, we have them 75 minutes to 90 minutes, depending on the school level, daily for 5 days a week. And so we're astronomically multiplying the amount of time that they're having in a safe environment to investigate faith, to learn what the Bible says, to make their own decisions about what that means and looks like, and then to have people who love them and care about them pouring into them. So we're hoping to be partners with organizations like this, but also with local churches and mission organizations, service organizations, just to give our students, the teachers and I talk about it a lot, to give our students multiple mature, godly voices to speak into their lives. So we want them to hear from people a little bit further down the road than them, a little bit more life experience, to speak into them and teach them the way of Jesus. And so those are the avenues we do that through Christian education and then modeling authentic community. And so our vision, what we want to see as a result of that then, is that we want to enable and empower public school students in Walton County to grow in a variety of ways. My hope always when I speak to groups like this is that you don't hear just one aspect of what we do. So we want to teach and care for the whole student, spiritually, emotionally, socially, and academically. And so we want them to, of course, we believe that Jesus came and died for everybody and that he offers life and hope. And so we want to see them come to know Jesus. But we get students, we get students from all faiths, all walks of life, all kind of faith backgrounds. And our goal is to provide a safe and loving environment for them to either begin a journey of faith or take the next step in their journey of faith with somebody who can love and speak into their lives. And so I get kind of this idea a lot of times people say, oh, well, that's for church kids or youth group kids, and that's by and large not the students that we have coming in droves to our classes. We have students who desperately want a loving, safe place to be in. To investigate some of those questions that we all have about life. Where did I come from? Why am I here? What am I doing? Who is for me? All of those things. And so our hope is that we are serving them on all of these levels. And so this is something we implemented as part of our accreditation process in the last several years, just these core values. We were surveying our stakeholders, and they could say, well, we know that CLC teaches the Bible, but they couldn't articulate our mission and vision as well as we wanted them to. And so these core values came out of that kind of feedback. Just these are things that we teach our kids in every class that they take with us. Here at CLC, these are the things that are important. And so the gospel is central. We want to come back to the story of fallen humanity and of a need for Jesus, and of how we walk out faith in a way that is loving and kind toward everyone, and in a way that preserves truth and shares that with other people. But also that community is vital. We say a lot that you can't do life alone. And that's something I was even talking with our Loganville High School kids today, just reminding them that as part of the Christian faith, that we belong to each other. And so especially in our community, we want to be part of a community that is it's vital in what we're doing. And so community is vital. Excellence is the standard, so we want to do things with excellence. If we're going to put the name of Jesus on them, then we want to do that as well as we possibly can. And so that excellence is the standard at CLC, that compassion is the practice, that compassion is the way of Jesus, and that loving people well is important in the way that we treat each other, and then that eternity is the prize. So we're always looking forward to eternity. And so those are kind of our core values, but there's kind of the graphic that we share with our kiddos. So those things are interconnected for us, just teaching them what it looks like to, when they come to your seasons of life, what they're contributing to their families and their communities, and the global kind of scene as well. And so there are some, I will not read all these, and I know they're very small, but just some student impact stories, because it really, if we're not accomplishing our mission, then something's got to change. And so we just have a couple of really cool stories that we've gotten from some students. Just all their views being altered, just perspective shifts and changes. Making prayer more of a rhythm in their lives, helping address worry and anxiety, just learning how to study God's Word, how to read it for what it is. There's other things that are, less faith specific and more character specific, just learning how to be less aggressive and be more concerned with other people. And then coming to personal faith in Jesus as well. And so we're really grateful for the way that the Lord is working. This number now is higher than when I created this presentation, which is exciting. We had a little over 650 total students. I think the number is 652 for the fall semester. So we're beginning our second semester now in January, and we are looking to double that number. So again, over 1,200 students this year. 70 is the new total of students who are coming without any prior knowledge of Jesus or faith background and placing their faith in Jesus as part of what they learned with us. And so each student that comes to us gets a brand new Bible, and so we distribute roughly 500 Bibles a school year, depending on students. We actually had one of the students that I was talking to today at LHS had come in, I guess last week, and just asked his teacher, like, do you have like a couple hundred Bibles or something? She was like, what? Maybe. And he was just like, can I get some Bibles that I can just give to people at school? She was like, yeah, we can 100% do that. So we're seeing, especially in the young men that are coming up in high school right now, a hunger for something beyond themselves and looking to step into not only leadership, but they're passionate about what it looks like to follow Jesus, and they're giving that away to other people. And so I'm giving lots of Bibles away, even to students that are not in our classes, which is really exciting to see. And so there are, some of the classes, there's one of our high school groups, and we kind of, just to give you a broad spectrum, we're teaching through the full narrative of Scripture right now. So poetry, prophecy, law, history, Gospels and history, and then the letters and prophecy through Scripture, just giving our students kind of a full picture of what the Bible says and how we read it. And then in middle school, we have kind of a 3-year program where they learn how to kind of put feet to their faith. And then our elementary school babies, look how cute they are. They're precious, and we have an incredible elementary staff that is kind of introducing CLC. So we have an elementary program that only meets once a week. Our middle and high schoolers meet daily, but our elementary school meets just once a week for a quarter in a club format, just so that our 5th graders kind of get the opportunity to understand some of the basics, and then decide if they want to keep pursuing a faith with us. And so again, some really cool stories, just that students have met the Lord in meaningful ways in our classrooms, and it's been a really kind of beautiful thing, finding peace, understanding what true love looks like, and just meeting some needs. We're seeing a lot, especially post-COVID, a lot of mental health crises in our students, and so we love being some of the people on their team, to be able to work with medical professionals, with their counseling staff at school, in order to, again, reach the whole student. And so we're grateful for that opportunity. And so again, just some of the really cool things we're hearing from students about what they're learning, what the Lord is doing. And so again, even in like learning what fellowship means, like how do we get in the same room as somebody that looks different than me and believes differently than me and treat them like a human being. I was just telling our Loganville high schoolers today that like if we love Jesus, then like that is the bedrock of how how we treat other people. And so just talking to them about, like, you ought to be able to sit at a table and hear from somebody that doesn't believe the same as you and treat them with honor and respect and love. You don't see that modeled probably very well just in general, but like that, like Jesus calls us to something higher than that. And so that's been really cool, just to point out to students how kindness and love pervades the way that we walk. And so we've also seen students engaging their families in some really beautiful ways, and that has been something that has been encouraging to see, that we're working on trying to really cultivate. And just giving, again, our teachers are paid drastically less than most teachers I know, and teachers aren't paid a whole lot anyway, but they're doing, honestly, mission work in our community, in right here in Walton County, and providing safe places for students to come and be seen and cared for. And so this you know, like my teacher, it helped a lot, meant to know that somebody cares. And so again, just providing that safe place. And so there are ways to be involved, of course, but I'm gonna leave that one there, it's my favorite. And so I pass out some things, but just as one of the many incredible 501c3 nonprofits in our county, we're really kind of looking for, if you see on that, like, how to give card, we're really looking to expand our revenue streams, and so our donor base. And I'll say that is because I think this is my 5th year now as the executive director, and so I've learned a little bit as I've gone. But I think that there's a delicate balance between letting people know what we do and also preserving the constitutionality of our organization, and being respectful of and honoring to the separation between church and state with our school system. We have an incredible school system. I will never say anything but glowing things about the Walton County School District. They're incredibly kind and generous and collaborative to work with, and so welcoming of our organization. And so we want to be really careful to respect the separation so that we can both keep doing what we do and serve the same kids. And so that said, we primarily have our donor base primarily is churches and small groups, and then individual families. We really, I don't know what the special sauce is, you guys can tell me. We really don't have a huge business base. And so that is something I think as a nonprofit, we're tax deductible gift, of course, but we're really looking at trying to see what's the best way to engage the business world. You know, businesses with ownership or leadership with like minds that would like to see you know, money going to a charitable organization that's working here in Walton County. There's not a whole lot that we've really figured out about kickbacks, right? Like, we want to honor a business's contribution and donation and investment, but we don't do a whole lot of, like, I don't know, events that, you know what I mean? Like events where we do have a worship night, a community worship night every semester. So we gather all of our CLC students, we worship together, we do that at a local church somewhere, and at those events we scroll our business partnerships on the screens, and those are always on our website. But anyway, we're just kind of figuring that out. So I'm always interested in meeting for coffee or just picking a Christian business person's brain about what the best way to partner that way would be. And so we do have several businesses that have come on board as one of our one of our partnership levels. Those are on the little white together page. And so just always interested in growing that kind of area, especially of our support. But we're also looking at, we get a lot of end of year type gifts, which are kind and very generous, but always looking toward moving to automate giving and to ask people to give regularly, monthly or annually. Because you can do the math, but there are two part-time administrators. That's myself and Chris, and then we have 10 teachers. This is for our 1,200 students, 2 administrators, 10 teachers, and only one of those teachers is part-time. All of the rest of them are full-time. We have about a $465,000 a year budget. So, I mean, they are, and that is because, and I'll say they have gotten 2 raises since I've been with us, and that was the first time in about 20 years. So I can just, you know, and I say all that just to say, like, the Lord is kind, and He has blessed us beyond measure. Like, just the fact that He sustained us for the last 25 years is, it's grace and kindness from the Lord. But I'm always looking toward, like, now that I'm not teaching, it's not my job to take care of students anymore, it's my job to take care of our staff. And so that they can take care of our kids. So that our kids' needs are being met and we're seeing them grow spiritually, emotionally, socially, and academically. And so that's my joy, is getting to, from now the top down, having gone from a student to a teacher, to probably next year a parent of a student in CLC. It's really my honor to be able to represent an organization that I believe wholeheartedly in, because we're seeing life change in generations of kiddos. The teacher who came up and teaches now at LHS was one of my students, and did her student teaching with me when I was pregnant with my first little boy. And so we're seeing now the impact of generations coming back and saying, let me give back to the organization that has given to me. And so I'm really excited about the future. We have dreams and goals for, I'm thinking we're gonna have another cluster in the Walton County School District pretty soon, probably, with the amount of growth we're seeing in our communities. And so we're believing the Lord, but also doing some foundational work for fundraising in that vein. Just the idea that we're going to have to staff probably another elementary, middle school, and high school cluster pretty soon. And so excited about what the Lord's been doing. We also, in the last 3 years, have expanded our middle school classes to just double the amount of seats that we have at each middle school. We feel like middle school is a critical time for us to get students. We want them in 5th grade, but like middle school's rough. For everybody, it's really hard. And so just getting them connected into our organization in middle school, we feel like is crucial. And so we've doubled our classes to be able to do that. And so lots of exciting work being done. We would covet more than anything just your prayers and your connections. So again, however we can partner with you guys. Jenny and I were having a conversation about just kind of the decrease in service kind of, not service organizations, but connection to service organizations. We're actually in the beginning stages of researching and piloting a senior capstone project for our CLC seniors that we want to be very service heavy, meaning we want to challenge them to put feet to what they're learning in their classroom in order to give back to the community in ways that the community has given to them. And so any sort of partnership or just insight into us in that vein, because y'all are such incredible servants through the community, would be wonderful. We want to produce students who are serving like Jesus serves us. And so any insight you guys would have on that would be great. And any questions you have, I know y'all need to go. I could talk about CLC forever. So
the way that people get into the CLC program is, do their advisors put them in it, or do they have to ask for the elective?
They have to ask for it, yeah. So because we want to honor the separation of church and state. So there are several ways. We have a registration form through our website, so it's wcclc.org, and any prospective student or parent can go there. It should be on most of the things.
So how
I've
do
given
the
you.
kids, the students, middle school, or how do they know it's available? If the advisors are not telling them.
Sure, yeah.
How do they know because it's not on campus?
No, it's not.
It has to be off campus.
Right.
I asked Nicholas about, have you ever been to CLC?
Yeah.
And he said, no, it's never come up as one of my electives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know that he even knows that you have
So that's a great.
Open houses at the beginning.
Yeah, we do
Well, he didn't
have.
listen to that.
We do have presence at open houses at pre-registration.
To what?
And I will say, something we're working on with the county right now is just equity as far as registration opportunities, because by and large it's different school to school, depending on how the administration and the scheduling counselors operate. And so we have our website that people can go to and register, and then we get with the schools. A lot of it is word of mouth, by students, but a lot of it is our teachers pounding the pavement, like
And what
going to lunches and those kinds of things.
What percentage of the kids who do get it as an elective have never been to church before? Do you know that percentage?
Oh, 100%, yep.
Is it
I won't pull that up, but
70%, 70%?
this year it varies by cluster. So we're in the beginning, since I've come into this position, stages of tracking data, community specific, right? So Monroe, Walnut Grove, and Loganville. Walnut Grove, this is so interesting. Walnut Grove historically has been our most churched community or cluster. That is not true this year for whatever reason. So we have 72% of our students in the Walnut Grove cluster don't have any sort of background in organized type faith. Loganville is a little bit less, it's 42% this year. And then in Monroe, it is drastically higher. So it's closer to 80% of our students in the Monroe cluster are, that are, I mean, you know,
We
based
talk
on
about
their
that
own
a lot of
study.
times. The reason I'm Baptist is my mom and dad are Baptist, and my grandparents.
Sure.
The reason
Sure.
I'm Christian is my
That's no
parents.
longer
So
really a thing.
we realize
Yeah.
it's not that way. I always thought everybody grew up middle class too. I realized later in life they didn't.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's an eye opener to see that many people
We're-
are not church.
We're seeing our students, our student body now primarily, we would call them post-churched, meaning not unchurched, but they're post-churched. Either they were connected to a church prior to COVID and are not now,
Well, we
or
told
they
them don't
were,
go to church during COVID.
or yeah, sure, or they were connected to a church, experienced deep hurt, and then
Yeah,
didn't come back.
yeah, I get it.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. So again, if we can reach them before they graduate high school,
Yeah.
we have a much better chance
Yes.
of them ever hearing about
Yes,
it again.
the Barna statistics show that 97.5% of people who profess faith in Jesus do so before their 18th birthday. So that's a staggering statistic.
97%.
That is amazing.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I'd love, if you have any further questions, I'd love to answer them if I can, or leave you with some of this info. And
Well, thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
appreciate the opportunity.
As you can see, there are a lot of children here to hunt Easter eggs, First Baptist Church, Monroe.
We almost had a big collision course in the trip
As you can see, there are a lot of kids here. This is the, I believe, 5 and over group. We've seen 0 to 2 and 2 to 5. So this is the older group.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think they've gotten all the eggs. So the 3 Easter egg hunts are over, and this is at First Baptist Church, Monroe. I think the kids have had a good time today. Today on Feed the Goats, we have some peanut butter crackers that are, looks like about 4 months out of date. So let's see if the goats will eat some peanut butter crackers. Good old Lance peanut butter crackers. See if we can get them open here. How do you want a peanut butter cracker? Sophie, come here, Sophie. Where's Sophie? Come here, Sophie. Come here. You want a peanut butter cracker? Come here. Here's a peanut butter cracker. Here we go. You want peanut butter cracker? Yeah, you like peanut butter cracker. Here, Sophie, you want a peanut butter cracker? Yeah, you like peanut butter cracker. I don't like the peanut butter crackers. If you notice, they just kind of slide right in their mouth. They just kind of like putting a CD and a player. You just put it in and see, it just sucks it right in. It's kind of the way this is. Like this would be a CD and they're the player. Oh, these are kind of busted up. They got kind of damaged here. Peanut butter crackers. There you go. You like your peanut butter crackers, don't you? I think we'll feed you one more today and then we'll call it quits for the day. Peanut butter crackers, just suck it right in. You always get a real close up there. See how they just suck. It's like loading your DVD player or your CD player. I think that'll be it for today. I think they do like these out-of-date peanut butter crackers. This is Paul Mullins with Feed the Goats on Walton Entertainment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.